Hey everyone, I'm Nicolette Amarillas. I'm a movement and posture specialist and a strength coach, and today we're going over my favorite posterior chain exercise that is an isolation exercise that helps strengthen the backside of the body. Now, because it's an isolation exercise, it's great to use as a strengthening exercise, but also as an assessment tool to actually get a good idea of where your strength is and also maybe where your weaknesses lie. You can progress it by starting with a short amount of time and then reaching all the way up to a goal of 3 minutes. It's called a waiter's bow. Let's get into it. Now we're starting with our feet hip distance. I'm going to show you from the side so you can see the shape of my spine. Feet hip distance, flat on the floor. Knees softly bent. From here, we're getting into a hinge. So imagine someone's pulling you from behind with a string that's attached to your pelvis. You're gonna reach the hips back, creating a stretch through the back of the thighs. That starts to pull your torso forward, and we're looking for about 45 degrees with the torso. Now, it's important in this position that we're in a neutral spine, which means not a super big arch, and also not inflection, which is rounding. So we're trying to find that happy medium where we have just a little bit of an arch here, like the back of the pelvis is reaching up to the ceiling, and also opening up the chest for that nice neutral position where our body is the strongest. Now from right here, we're holding. So join me in this position if you're doing it with me, and I'll kind of talk you through some of the specifics as you hold into this position. From here, we'll bring the hands, the palms facing up, the elbows bent, and the shoulders back with the chin tucked, that the head is in line with the spine. This is kind of the waiter's bow position, although I don't know I have ever seen a waiter serve me my food like this, but here we are. It's still called a waiter's bow. We're gonna flow with it. So palms are facing up, elbows are back. There's a constant squeeze and engagement of the muscles that cover the shoulder blades. So really engage the backside of the body. Now what I'm starting to feel is a little bit of like fatigue, a little bit of work happening through the glutes, the back of the thighs, the hamstrings, and I'm also feeling some work in between my shoulder blades to pull my shoulders back. I have a pretty strong low back, especially because of my pelvic position, my lumbar position, and all of the work that I do working out. But if you start to feel fatigue in your low back, don't be fearful of this. Allow that fatigue to happen, or allow that feeling to happen, I should say, because that means it's working. And we want it to work. So don't be fearful of the fatigue. Don't be fearful of the work. Allow that work to happen. Now, we've probably been here for a little over a minute or so, working into 2 minutes. And if this starts to get hard, just take a break, maybe shake it out. Give yourself like 20 seconds or so, and then get back into it and try and add all of your time up to add up to 3 minutes total. You'll know that you've really strengthened the posterior chain and you've gotten to a place that's really secure and safe when you can get to 3 minutes without stopping. Keep holding and breathing by inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. You might even feel a little bit of shaking happening. That's okay. Doing this movement's gonna help you be stronger in things like the deadlift, the bent over row, or just in daily life, hanging out with your kids, walking around town, picking up heavy things. When you're done and when you've reached the end, you'll squeeze your glutes, power your hips forward to stand tall, and then open up the front side of the body. That is the waiter's bow for the posterior chain. I'm Nicolette. I'll see you soon.